Wow. Okay. Okay, Lawlers, welcome back to another beginner champ guide. Today we're covering off Graves. This guy is badass. So if you're looking to play him, you better be ready to buckle in and play some very aggressive lane phase with him. You're going to be pushing waves, you're going to be auto attacking non-stop and looking to get waves into tower, get some of that plate gold, roam around and use this shotgun to absolutely wreck some people outside of the early lane phase. Okay, so before we jump into everything that you're going to need to know to pick this guy up and play him at a basic level in your games and start having some fun, let's talk about the most unique part of Graves, which is his shotgun and the way it auto attacks. So he is a ranged auto attack champ, but it works a bit differently than you might be used to. He's going to fire some pellets. There's a lot of information here. We're going to close this down in a second. Just talk generally. He fires pellets out and they only hit what's directly in front of him. Okay, so just to cover that quickly so you understand what that means is if I try and right click something behind what's directly in front of me, like this minion back here, it will not damage it. It's going to only damage what's directly in front of me. So the shotgun doesn't care what you're clicking. It's only going to damage what's directly in front of you. You click that kale back there, but there's a minion in front. Shotgun doesn't care. It's not going to damage it. Okay, so just remember, you're playing Graves. You got a double barrel shotgun. It's going to hit what's directly in front of you with a pellet spray. The bonus of that pellet spray is it deals a little bit of area of effect. So if there's minions right next to each other or champs next to a minion, it will deal some damage to everything in that kind of small cone in front of you. Okay, so what does that mean towards the play identity of Graves? You're going to be able to push waves fast. Your auto attack is an area of effect auto attack. That's amazing for pushing minion waves fast, okay? So use it like that. The other cool thing you're going to notice with the auto attack and the gun is it's got 2 shell capacity. So you're going to fire twice and then you're going to reload. Attack speed and critical strike chance improve your auto attacks, not only in terms of how fast you can reload and how fast you can shoot, but also you're going to have, with the critical strike chance in the weapons that you build, the chance to fire 6 pellets, which is going to deal more damage as opposed to the 4 that it's currently firing. Okay? So that lets you push waves really, really fast, the auto attack from the area of effect damage. The other one that lets you do this, and it's going to be your basic ability you're going to learn first, is your Q, end of the line. This fires out a shell in a T pattern here and deals damage in that T. So you can use it to hit minion waves and deal a bunch of damage to anything at the T end of the line. And also if the champion's sitting in that line, you can also deal damage to that champion in that line. Okay? So use your auto attacks and your Q to push waves. If you take nothing else from this video and you're playing Graves, take away that you need to auto attack and Q constantly in full waves to try and push them as fast as possible. You're probably not going to get a lot of kills against enemy champs in lane as Graves, just because unless they're complete tools and stand directly in front of the minion wave in your face, you're not going to be able to auto attack them, right? Your shotgun doesn't work like that. So make sure you auto and Q the waves to push them non-stop, okay? Jam them into the turret, then you might have a chance to harass these enemy champs with your pure autos under turret. So again, we got a full wave. We want to try and line up that T to the backline minions, and then just farm them out from here, okay? So I'd recommend trying to just hit the backline minions after you get that T if you can. You can step up and then just try and last hit everything, get that gold income so you can grab your items. The Q, the end of the line T, if you can harass people like that with it while they're trying to farm under turret, even better. If you hit terrain with the Q, instead of just letting it explode in free space, so I'll show you here, it doesn't really have that delay. So if you hit terrain with it like this, it explodes instantly and comes back a little bit faster. So perfect world, if you're trying to use it on a champ, you know, you're going to have more success hitting that explosion T if they're lined up with a wall. Alright, let's quickly talk about his other basic abilities that you're going to learn in lane, his E and his W. So E quick draw is basically a short dash. It reloads 1 extra shell into your shotgun. So instead of maybe having a 2-shot burst, you're going to have a 3-shot burst. And it also gives you some armor. There's a lot of other things you can read here, like auto attacks reduce its cooldown by a small amount. So again, kind of promoting the fact that you want to get in there and fight and be right-clicking all the time. But basics, short dash gives you an extra shell. So the way I'd recommend using that is you want to use it after your first shot, okay? That's generally the best way to do it. So once you get a full reload, if you want to engage or you want to have 3-shot burst, you're looking to auto attack, E into them, auto attack, and auto attack again, okay? And then you can just keep following up that combo from there. All right, again, if we want to use our Q, terrain stopped it there. So again, something to keep in mind when you're learning it, kind of learn those angles. But for the E, right, best way to use it is shoot once, E again for that kind of 3-shot combo. We're running in our runes right now, press the attack. So again, we're looking towards that 3-shot combo on a champ to kind of deal a little bit more burst damage. W, which is the next ability here that you're going to learn in lane, smoke screen. It fires out a smoke canister. It's going to kind of block enemy vision if they stay in that little circle where the smoke canister is spinning, and it's also going to slow them. So again, another good engage or disengage tool depending on how your matchup's going. So let's recall and buy. When we come back to lane, we'll talk about a basic kind of lane combo if you really wanted to rock an all-in combo or a heavy trade combo, and then we'll talk about our ultimate as well. So items in the shop here, I know it's recommending Eclipse and some of these more assassination kind of style items. I like to build into the Immortal Shield Bow, again, just because the attack damage and crit works better, I feel, with Graves' kit. This will obviously be dependent on the meta that you're in and what items are buffed or nerfed or, you know, things like that. But generally, kind of, you're going to build this guy attack damage, attack speed, crit strike, kind of general marksman style. Okay, so before we learn our level 6 here, let's just quickly talk about how you might want to trade in lane, okay? So again, generally, I don't really even like to trade in lane with Graves unless, you know, the enemy champ is really doing something stupid. I just like to auto attack non-stop, push waves. If they want to try and stop me from doing it, then I'll engage with them like this. But you can see again, our power probably isn't in the trades. We have to hit what's directly in front of us. So I'm just going to keep auto attacking waves and using my Q on waves to push non-stop. I want to use my spells and my Q and autos on waves non-stop. If I want to engage, I can E into them and keep doing my 3-shot combo, okay? Generally, I don't even waste time using the Q kind of in my mid-trade because I want to save it for when I'm out of auto attack range on it. Like so, right? That's when I'll use my Q. Basically, your auto attacks are a little bit more consistent, so I would just do those. So you can see there the basic trade combo for Graves, if they give you a chance to do it, is you're going to auto attack them once, you're going to E into them to get a reload, maybe use a W to slow them, and keep auto attacking. All right, just keep auto attacking. I wouldn't stop to fire my Q. Your Q and autos are more for wave push. All right, and that's again how I'd recommend playing this dude as a beginner, especially. Push waves relentlessly, non-stop. If they want to try and stop you from pushing waves, okay, maybe you fight them. But I would seriously just focus on pushing waves, having fun firing off this guy's shotgun non-stop. And then when you're pushed into their turret, like so, you can have some fun roaming around, helping your jungle get kills, picking up scuttle crabs, going to dragons, or going to raptors and getting even more golden farm. Again, because this guy's auto-taxing Q or kind of area of effect spells, it is very good to go into these side camps if you can. You can take a short amount of time to do it and kind of auto-attack these down and get some more gold. You're going to explode with your gold income. You'll probably notice that your CS per minute and total CS in each game is a lot higher when you play this champion, just because of the virtue of pushing lanes non-stop and having that single goal to push and take turret plates for your gold and get that minion farm. Okay, so you can see here, if she wants to sit in that wave, I will use a Q on her, but I'm going to now still keep my attention on auto-attacking waves. Okay? Alright, let's now pick up our level 6 ability here, collateral damage. We're going to shoot a massive shell in a line, and at the end of it, or when it hits the champ, it's going to explode and deal some cone damage, okay? Great spell, again, for finishing off champions if they're out of your auto attack range or behind minions, or even in team fights, just to blast through the front line and hit the back line and put some damage on them, okay? So, we're going to go to our strategy here of pushing lanes. If she gives us a chance, I will fight with her. I'm going to throw the W down, auto attack her, maybe throw out the Q here, and maybe throw out our R. We actually don't have enough mana to use the R, but that would have been a good chance there to use it. Okay, back to our main objective, which is pushing waves with Q and autos if we can. Try and line up your Q so it hits that backline minion wave, and then just keep pushing and taking plates and gold, okay? Before you recall or before you go and roam to the enemy jungle camp or your jungle camp to pick up some more farm, just make sure you shove waves all the way into the turret, okay? It's the best thing to do. It's going to limit how much farm and gold your enemy laner is going to pick up. Alright, so we'll back in base here. We might try one more engage in lane just to see if we can kill this Kale. She's kind of ulted twice to save herself, which is great, but she's losing a lot of farm. Alright, so again, we're building towards a shield bow. We want attack damage, attack speed, and crit as Graves. And we're going to head back to lane here and keep leveling up your Q. That's going to be the level that you max out in terms of basic abilities. E is going to be second. It's just the most spells that you're going to use, the most effective spells in his kit, right? Again, that AoE damage, the dashing ability, the reload capacity, right? You want to max those out first. The smoke screen is kind of just like your normal slow CC. So here we'll use the smoke screen early, E into her again for that 3-burst combo. I'm just going to keep auto-attacking right now. I'm not going to use my Q until there's minions in between me and her. Because again, if there's minions between me and her, I can't auto-attack her, right? Okay, so we're going to go for an engage here. We're going to reload here. I'm going to try and auto-attack her. Smoke screen, E in, and then I'm going to use my R to finish her off there. The range of the R is very good, and again, you want to use it at the very end of your all-ins or trades if you can no longer auto-attack them with your basic auto-attack because there's minions in the way or other champions, okay? So, beauty, we got another easy push here. We're clearing out these waves. Eventually, when you build out your first item, you'll probably be able to clear out an entire backline wave with one Q, which gives you even more pushing speed, and you're going to start to pick up turret plates like a madman. You're going to be able to grab plates non-stop, and each 2 plates is worth about 1 kill. So every time you can push, and even if you're not killing the enemy champ, if you're pushing waves, grabbing gold from minions and plates, you're going to become a monster, alright? And then because of your AoE attack damage and spells, in team fights you're going to be dealing a lot of damage, okay? So here we'll throw a W, Q, auto attack when we can, and turn our attention back to the turret, okay? One thing to keep in mind with Graves' auto attacks, if the champ does step between you and the turret, again, it works the same way. It'll hit whatever's in front of you. So do be careful if you're trying to attack a turret. You're going to pick up some aggro sometimes, and you might be like, why am I getting turret aggro right now? It's because your pellets may spray and hit an enemy champion and draw that aggro. Okay, guys, anyway, that was basically the overall fundamentals and kit and play style that you're going to need to know to pick up Graves and start winning some games with him. I hope you enjoyed that. I will be posting a gameplay for dummies featuring Graves where we'll take him into either top lane, mid lane, or jungle. He can be played in all those roles pretty effectively and show you guys some more of the nuances and maybe kind of all-in and team fight mid-game things that you need to know. But overall, one thing to take away from this video when playing Graves is you have to push waves, use your Q and autos on waves relentlessly, push them in, get gold from the minions and the turrets. Don't really focus on the champ kills in early game at least. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions, guys. Hope you enjoy playing him and have some good success, and I will catch you in the next one.